Welcome to We Are Soccer, the show that talks about pro soccer, youth soccer, and everything in between. I'm your host, Craig Hearn. First off, Happy New Year. I hope you're well, and I hope your 2022 is off to a great start. As you can see, we've got a new setup for today's show. Do you like it better than the old setup? Let us know in the comments. I'd really appreciate the feedback. So what's on today's show, you might ask? Well, the Gerrard effect is in full effect, baby. Coutinho to Aston Villa. Yes, what a signing that is, right? One of the best strikers in the world, not named Mbappe or Haaland, is heading to London. What's his name and where's he headed? And unhappy players at Manchester United. Aw, poor babies. And Bayern Munich lose. Yep, you heard that correctly. Bayern Munich lose a game. We've got it all on today's show, so be sure to stick around. All right, time to jump in like a dirty two-footed tackle. First off, Coutinho at Villa. It's a big signing for Steven Gerrard. Obviously, we know that Steven Gerrard and Philippe Coutinho played together at Liverpool, so they have that connection. But how did this really come about? Coutinho, over the last couple of years since he made his move to Barcelona, has been unhappy with some of the coaching, some of the playing time. He's also been really injured. A lot. I mean, a lot. He hasn't played a full 90 minutes of soccer since October of 2020. Year and a half, not a full 90 minutes, but he has scored some goals here and there in appearances that he's made, and he has been training. All right, so let's go through some of the specifics of this deal. Coutinho comes to Villa Park on loan officially for 6 months, with the option that Villa have to buy him at the end of that loan. There's an agreed upon fee already of £33 million. That's a great deal if he performs well. He's 29 years old, and he's previously been reluctant to leave Barcelona, but the desire to play in 2022, because it's a World Cup year, has kind of forced his hand. There were several clubs in for him. We heard there were 5 Premiership clubs. The 2 serious clubs, Villa and Newcastle. I'm sure Newcastle could probably offer more money, obviously, as they are the richest club in the world. But what else could they offer? Well, they're in a relegation battle, and Coutinho don't want to battle that. He doesn't want to be there. So he comes to Villa Park to team up with Steven Gerrard, his former teammate. Again, it's a World Cup year. If he wants to get in the World Cup squad with Brazil, he needs to play. Previously, 2018, Philippe Coutinho was Barcelona's most expensive ever signing. They paid 160 million euros for him. 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, 160 million euros. 3.5 years later, they're loaning him out to Aston Villa, who have the option to buy him, as I said, for £33 million at the end of the deal. I mean, that's pretty crazy right there. As I said, hasn't played a full 90 minutes since October of 2020. Long time. He's become known as a little bit of China doll, made of glass, if you will. He gets injured and gets injured often. If he can stay healthy, £33 million is a snippet, man. Take it. That is a huge deal. Where does he fit in at Villa, you might ask? Villa have a lot of offensive threats, especially on the side of the field that he plays. Leon Bailey's there. Trezeguet is coming back from injury, who plays there. Emi Buendia's there. I think Coutinho and Emi Buendia can play together really well behind a striker. You put Ollie Watkins up front of them Luiz behind them, McGinn behind them. I think you've got a midfield right there that can contend with anybody in the Premiership. You've got grit, work, and then you've got the magician, Coutinho. He can work magic. Don't forget, I know, as we just said, he's injury prone. You probably haven't seen him play in a couple of years. But man, on the ball, there are not many players in the world who can do what he can do. He's a magician, all right? This can only help Aston Villa if he can stay healthy. Getting his wages off of the Barcelona bill will help bring in their newest signing, Ferran Torres. As we know, Barcelona purchased Ferran Torres from Man City for £55 million. They haven't been able to register Torres because they need to shed wages and shed money from their bill. Getting Coutinho off that bill definitely helps. They still have work to do. Also, it is of note that Barcelona players, every single one of them, have been asked to lower their wages. They've been asked to take a reduction in their wages. Almost all of the players said yes. Several said no. Coutinho was one of those players that said no. Now, you might be rolling your eyes saying, well, why didn't he do what the rest of the players did? Let me ask you this. If your player came to you and said, listen, we had some bad management. We made some mistakes at the high end. The executives made some mistakes last year. We're going to have to, would you mind a 20 to 30% reduction in pay? Is that okay? You okay with that? Get out of here. What are you talking about? No, not a single one of you would say yes to that. I wouldn't say yes to that. Coutinho signed a contract that Barcelona offered. They are obligated to fulfill. He was within every right to say no. Good for him. Good for those players who said no. I know, as I said, a lot of them said yes to the reduction to help the club out. That's their choice. I wouldn't have done it. So back to Ferran Torres, £55 million from City to Barcelona. He once more money is shed from the wage bill from Barcelona, Ferran Torres will be officially registered. Currently, we understand that he has COVID, and the registration and everything's being delayed a little bit because of that and the financial stuff. So it's kind of working out well in Barcelona's favor there. Talking about Man City, we understand that Kun Aguero, who retired a couple of months ago, unfortunately due to his heart injury, heart ailment that he now has, will be going back to Man City, probably in an ambassadorial or front office type role. That's good to see. He's a legend there. He's now going to have a statue out front. It's good to see him get back into football. We're not going to see him play again, I don't think, but great to see. Speaking of players with heart ailments playing again, Conte and Tottenham have said the door is open if Christian Eriksen would like to come back to Tottenham. As we know, this summer, Christian Eriksen collapsed at the first game of Euro 2020 with Denmark. We saw the scenes, terrible scenes, had to be revived on the field. We know that he's had a pacemaker put in his heart. In Syria, they do not allow players to play that have pacemakers or devices on their heart. So by mutual consent, Inter Milan and Christian Eriksen parted ways, ripped up the contract. He is now free to go find another club to play with. Conte and Tottenham have come out and said he is more than welcome to come back. I'm sure there will need to be medical tests, many medical tests that are passed for him to play again at that level. We do know he is back on a soccer pitch training. In the past week and a half here, we've seen pictures and videos of him kicking a ball, taking free kicks. He wasn't exactly exerting himself, but he was taking free kicks, running around, doing some jogging, and playing a little bit. So that's great to see. Hopefully, we can see Christian Eriksen back on the field. All right, let's talk about another big transfer that happened this week. It's great to see transfers getting done early in the transfer window. Normally, these clubs wait till the last minute, and the rumors are coming and going, and the newspapers are having a field day. It's great to see clubs getting the work done early, bringing players in. It's only going to help them. One of the big ones that happened this week was Kieran Trippier to Newcastle from Atletico Madrid. £12 million. That seems like a bit of a steal, to be honest. It's a great signing for Newcastle. The Barcodes, as I call them, they're in need of at least another 6 signings in a relegation battle right now, second to bottom. They can't score goals to save the lives. They can't stop goals to save the lives from going in the back of the net. They're in bad shape. They need minimum 6 more signings to see if they can avoid relegation, to help them avoid relegation. They need a lot of work. Eddie Howe's there now. They've played poorly, just absolutely poorly the last couple of months. They need big signings. One signing like Kieran Trippier, great crosser of the ball. He can find a dime from 50 yards away with a cross. He's an average defender at best, if we're being honest. That's not going to help you unless you put other people with him. So Newcastle have a lot of work to do in this window. The richest club in the world, as we said already, they can go out and sign anybody. Who wants to play for them? To be honest, there are a lot of people who are going to want to play. And if someone like Kieran Trippier does go to Newcastle, contracts are not going to be long, and there's going to be clauses in that contract that says, if Newcastle's relegated, I got an easy out. We understand the Kieran Trippier contract to be about 2.5 years. That's not a long contract in the Premiership. Normally, players who transfer clubs, especially of this kind of magnitude, sign 4 to 5 year contracts. So 2.5 years, very low. See what's going on there. All right, another big transfer that could happen. Rumors have been swirling a day. The young wonder heading to London. Nope, not Erling Haaland. Nope, not Kylian Mbappe. Dusan Vlahovic. Yeah, well, who's that, right? I figured you'd ask that. Why don't we tell you? All right, Dusan Vlahovic is the striker, the 21-year-old Serbian striker who plays for Fiorentina. He is highly regarded right now as one of the top strikers in the world. There are a lot of clubs who are vying for his name. Some of the clubs are a little apprehensive to spend the money in this window on someone like him. Now, his value is around £77 million. Arsenal are right now prepared to offer £49 million and a player. So you're asking, why such cheap? Why on the cheap? Well, Vlahovic turned down a big offer from Fiorentina. Fiorentina feel very disrespected because of this. It's Italy. Disrespect, right? The disrespect. You disrespect. Sorry, that's a bad Italian accent. My apologies. They feel very disrespected. His contract's up in the summer. If they don't sell him now, they're going to lose out nothing. So Arsenal are preparing a bid. We understand it'll be around 49 million pounds. Plus, they're going to have to throw a player in. Aubameyang, who seems to be having trouble and doesn't get along with Arteta. That could be who goes in the opposite direction. As I said, he rejected one of the biggest contracts that Fiorentina had. They feel very disrespected because of it. Here are his stats this year. He's played in 19 matches so far and scored 16 goals and 2 assists. This is in Serie A. 16 goals in 19 matches. Woo! Wow, those are pretty good stats right there. How did his season go last year, you ask? Well, he played in 37 matches and scored 21 goals. Only 3 assists, but 37 matches, 21 goals as a 20-year-old. That's pretty damn good. The year before that, which was 2019 and 2020, was 30 matches and 6 goals. He's come a long way. I'm telling you right now, I've heard very good things about this. Dusan Vlahovic. Keep that name in the front of your brain, my friends. This guy is gonna be a player. Everybody's been so focused on Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland and where they could be going and what's going on with them, this guy's flown under the radar. I think Arsenal are going to get a big signing here. This is definitely going to help them kick on, and they've been playing well in the last 10 games. If you don't remember, they have been playing really well. Currently, find themselves in 5th spot. This is what they need. This is what they really need. Sure, they got Lacazette. Aubameyang's had some issues, as we talked about. Smith Rowe's been doing all right, putting some balls in the back of the net. Saka's been doing all right, putting some balls in the back of the net. But they really, truly miss that number 9 striker. Arsenal currently sit 5th on 35 points. 7 points behind Liverpool, who are in 4th. 8 points behind Chelsea. You know what? I'm sorry. Arsenal right now are in 4th. They're currently occupying that Champions League spot. They're 1 point ahead of West Ham United. They're looking to spend almost £50 million in the January transfer window. They've got some goals here. They're not going to win. They're not going to win the Premiership, right? Right now, Man City sit number 1 on 53 points. They are 10 points ahead of Chelsea, 11 points ahead of Liverpool. Championship title medal. Here you go. Well done. Congratulations, Man City. The rest of us are all vying for that top 4. And Arsenal are making a big push. You get Vlahovic and he bangs in the goals like he's been doing in Serie A. They're making some moves. I love it. Now, you may be saying, let's see, who was the last big striker to come from the Serie A to the Premiership and struggle? Maybe Lukaku, who's had a little bit of some issues here. Let's talk about that's happened recently with him. Obviously, Lukaku's a little bit different. He's kind of an older, more experienced type player, we'll say. He's not old by any standard. Played in the Premiership before, Everton, Man United. He's played before. Went over to Inter Milan in the Serie A, was for Inter Milan and couldn't stop scoring if he tried. Comes back, £100 million to Chelsea, and now he's gotten in some trouble, right? Trouble with the club, not legally, just trouble with his coach, Thomas Tuchel. He gave an unauthorized interview with an Italian newspaper 3 weeks ago and said, I love Inter Milan. I want to come back. That's my club. Well, that Italian paper held on to the interview and only released it 3 days before Chelsea's matchup with Liverpool. One of the biggest games of the season for Chelsea, at home at Stamford Bridge against Liverpool, and that's when the Italian press decided to release this story. There's something fishy going on here. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we'll ever really find out, but it was very, very, very strange timing. Thomas Tuchel benched him, dropped him from the squad for that game, didn't play, came back the next game, played against Tottenham in the FA Cup. Moose Cup, Caribou Cup. Played well, should have scored. Lukaku should have scored, missed an easy one. They won 2-0. Tottenham were diabolical in that game. Anyway, after the game, Tuchel said, Romelu Lukaku's our striker. We love him. We want him happy. We need him to be happy. He's going to be staying here. Lukaku came out, apologized on Chelsea TV, apologized and said his quotes were taken out of context, blah, 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 blah. He's all back. That doesn't take away from the fact that he's come back to the Premiership and he hasn't really played well. He hasn't put the ball in the back of the net as consistently as he did in Serie A. So, anyway, different story there. I think Vlahovic coming from Fiorentina to Arsenal, I think Arsenal is a perfect setup for the kid, right? Young players around him, Saka, Smith Rowe, Granit Xhaka is the captain there. Aaron Ramsdale's a great young goalkeeper. Arteta has built a squad, and they started out as they were shit. Let's be honest. They were absolutely shit to start out this Premiership season. Lost to newly promoted Brentford 2-0. The first 3 or 4 matches, they didn't win. They were terrible. But, man, have they kicked on. 4th position in the Premiership right now. on 35 points. And they're bidding £50 million for a new striker. Good for them, man. Absolutely brilliant. Good for them. Arteta is doing it right. I can tell you that. All right. FA Cup matches for the weekend. There are no Premiership matches this weekend. It is all FA Cup matches. Let's put up some of those games. All right. Man City, yesterday, easy win, 4-1, Swindon Town. The nice thing about that was if any of you watched that game, Swindon Town did score a goal. Their crowd, their fans went nuts when that happened. It was great to see. The attendance, 14,753. No, it wasn't a 50%. That's the full max of the county ground at Swindon there. Great to see. Other games happening. Luton Town, home to Harrogate Town. Cardiff City, home to Preston North End. Charlton Athletic, home to Norwich City. Liverpool host Shrewsbury Town. 9 a.m. Eastern on ESPN+. That should be a good one. Stoke City, home to Leyton Orient. Tottenham Hotspur, home to Morecambe. West Ham United, home to Leeds. That right there is one of the only Premiership FA Cup matchups this round. There's one more we'll talk about coming up. Wolverhampton Wanderers, home to Sheffield United. Nottingham Forest, home to Arsenal. Some decent matchups there. The ones that stick out to me, obviously West Ham against Leeds. Liverpool to Shrewsbury. I don't think Liverpool are going to play their top stars. So they'll rest some players there. Charlton Athletic against Norwich will be a decent one as well. All right. Last game for the third round of the FA Cup comes on Monday. Aston Villa go to Old Trafford to play Manchester United. That's going to be a good one, guys. All right, let's jump in and talk about it. Coutinho is not going to be there. Papers won't be signed in time. He will be available for Aston Villa's next Premiership game, or next game, which is the Premiership game against Manchester United. Yes, Aston Villa and Manchester United play 2 games in a row. Monday, FA Cup, third round. Saturday, at home at Villa Park, Premiership game. Coutinho, I do expect him to be there. There's rumors that have come out, and not just rumors, Ralph Rangnick has come out and said some of his players are not really boo-hoo. They probably don't like the training they're going through. They don't like the system. They don't like the pressing, the work ethic. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they brought a new coach in who's some sort of renowned genius, and it hasn't worked out. I'm sorry, you can't play a 4-2-2 in the Premiership. It leaves a lot of space down the wings. We saw Wolves exploit this last week, and they said coming in, that's what they were going to do. They did it at Old Trafford. Wolves went to Old Trafford, won 1-0, should have won 3-0, controlled the majority of the game, in my opinion. 4-2-2-2 does not work, especially not when you're going to have a 36 and a 35-year-old striker up there. Cavani is a good striker, but he doesn't have the speed anymore. He doesn't have that ethic. I'm sorry. You're not going to keep up with a 23-year-old. Ronaldo, super fit, definitely doesn't have the work ethic. You play Ronaldo and Cavani together, 4-2-2-2, this isn't going to work. And it hasn't worked. Even the games that they've won, they haven't looked good. Manchester United are poor right now. I don't know if this is going to work. I am all for a coach having a system and playing a system. But listen, if you don't have the players to play that system, what are you doing? What are you doing? I get it. I get it. You haven't had too much time to bring people in and to do this, to bring your own people in. And it looks like Manchester United and little Ralph aren't going to be bringing players in the January window. So it's interesting. One player I would like to see him play is Jesse Lingard. I would love to see Lingard within one of his systems, within Ralph Rangnick's systems. But it looks like Lingard wants out, and Man United may let him go. Quick note that I've said this before. Many of you will have heard this. A lot of teams are going to be reluctant to let players go out on loan or to even sell players if the offer isn't top-notch because as we're seeing, a lot of players are coming down with COVID and having to be held out for a week or two. Teams are being depleted. So why would I let one of my top players or one of my good players leave on loan or sell him And then all of a sudden, the next day, half my squad comes down with COVID. And now what am I going to do? So it's unfortunate. Lingard's not going to get much playing time this year. I hope he can find a team where he can go to and play, but it just doesn't seem to be happening at the moment for him. Back to Man United. Ralph Rangnick, he's got to figure it out. You got to play a new system, man. You can't play 4-2-2-2. It's just not going to work in a Premiership. Sorry. You can only play that system if you get a chance, a full two transfer windows to bring your players in to play that system. Right now with Manchester United, I don't think he has the players to do it. All right. The other big news that happened yesterday, Bayern Munich lose 2-1 to Mönchengladbach. All right. So I was in a text thread with some buddies, and they thought, Bayern Munich is going to win big against Mönchengladbach. Oh my gosh. They put some bets in there. They showed me the bets. I saw some screenshots, and then I chimed in and said, you know that Mönchengladbach beat Bayern Munich 5-1 a couple of weeks ago, right? 5-1. So there's a chance they could lose. What happens? Bayern Munich come out and dominate and still lose. They lost 2-1, the best team in the world, as Nate likes to call them. Yes, Nate, our Bundesliga expert, calls them the best team in the world. Sorry, Nate, I don't know if they're the best team in the world. Right now, I'd probably have to say Man City are above them. But Man United, Bayern Munich lose 2-1 after 3 weeks off. The Bundesliga takes that 3-week winter break. They come back. Bayern Munich just, how do you do it? Don't worry, they've still got, they're still 9 points clear of second place. They're going to win the Bundesliga. They're still in first on 43 points. They were missing 9 players due to COVID and AFCON, African Cup of Nations. So they're missing players there. They missed a hatful of chances. Lewandowski scored a goal, but he also hit the post twice. So Nate, chime in. Let me know what you think in the comment. And everybody else, who's the best team in the world right now? If you had to rank 1, 2, and 3, who are the best teams in the world? I know Nate wants to say Bayern Munich. I know he wants to say Bayern Munich. I don't think so. I think right now playing in the last couple of weeks, it's got to be Man City. I think they're number 1. I will put Bayern Munich number 2. I do put Bayern Munich number 2. I put Liverpool 3rd. Liverpool, for me, have done very well. Chelsea, I think, will go to 4th on my list personally. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. All right? Do me a favor. Throw those down there. We'll see what we got. Some other quick notes here. Mendy has been released from jail. You guys know that Mendy, formerly of Manchester City, he's being brought up on rape charges. 7 counts of rape he is being brought up on. Absolutely disgusting. Benjamin Mendy released from prison on bail on Friday ahead of his trial. His trial is not going to be for a couple of months from what we understand. The judicial system in England runs a little differently. His passport has been taken from him. He has been told that he's not to leave his home. He is not to have any contact with the people who have accused him of rape. We also must say, listen, he has been accused. He has been accused and charged. He has not been found guilty. So, right? Innocent until proven guilty is what we kind of have to go with. But from all reports that we're hearing, this isn't going to end well for him, and he's going to spend a lot of time in jail. Just, God, you hate. Anyway, all right, on to bigger and better things. Jalen Howe. Congratulations to our friend Jalen Howe. We know Jalen through our good friends Aaron Bird and Next Level Training. Aaron Bird, Next Level Training, introduced Jalen Howe to us here at We Are Soccer. We interviewed her last year. We'll put a little bit of the snippet of that interview coming up. We have the full interview. You can find that on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook channel. You can find that interview everywhere with Jalen Howe. Jalen Howe won this year's 2021 Mac Herman winner. 2 times she's won it now. She won it last year, 2 years in a row. Let me tell you, this girl is so humble, down to earth, such a nice human being, but an absolute stud of a baller. She can ball. flat out, she can play soccer. Fully 100% she deserves that award 2 years in a row. Absolutely top notch. Well done. All right, some more fun here. Take a look at this. Who's this? Any of you guys know? Yeah, of course you do. It's that whiz defender, Brazilian Roberto Carlos. Do you want him to play on your Sunday morning team? Yeah, your Sunday league team? You can. You got to bid on him on eBay. Right now, you can go to eBay and bid for Roberto Carlos to come out and play for your Sunday afternoon team, all right? It'll cost you. I'm not sure what the bidding's at. We'll have to see. If anybody knows, put it in the comments. Let us know. But you can have him for his team, for your team. All you got to do is bid on eBay. He'll come out and play for your team if the money's right. I want to show you a quick picture. This is a little funny. I should have showed this earlier. Kieran Trippier doing his introduction. Yeah, someone needs to point out to him where the badge is. He looks like he's being brought in by Kayak. Yeah. You're pointing at a sponsor there, my friend, not the club badge. Well done. All right, question for you. All right, you, not Vahalovic. He's taken. As I said, he's taken. He's going to London. He's off the table. All right, I got a question for you. You get one of these two players. In the comment, let me know who you're taking right now. You get to pick one of these two to bring to your club. Who are you bringing? Erling Haaland or Kylian Mbappe? 21-year-old studs of a player, right? These guys can flat out play. Strong, quick, put the ball in the back of the net. Who are you taking for your club right now? You taking Mbappe or are you taking Haaland? In the comments, let me know. I love to know who you guys would take. Personally, if I had the choice, I'm taking Haaland. I think that guy can just flat out put the ball in the back of the net. He is so strong. He is so smart. Both feet he can do it with. Woo-wee! That's my guy right there. There's one problem, though. God damn it. He's a fucking China doll. Gets injured. Every couple of weeks, the guy's out, man. He misses big matches because of injuries. Drives me nuts. Me absolutely nuts. Good player, though. If he can stay healthy, you know he's going to be one of the best ever to play in the game. So, again, are you taking Haaland or are you taking Mbappe? Mbappe doesn't seem to get injured very often and can put the ball in the back of the net super quick, draw players. Great player. Let us know who you take there. All right. I want to show you right now, I want to show you a 2-minute clip of my interview with Detroit City FC women's head coach, Sam Piraine. Go ahead and watch this clip, and then we'll come back, and you can find the full clip, the full video of my interview with Coach Piraine on any of our channels. And also, quickly, before I show the clip, I want to tell everybody, please do us a favor. Go ahead and give us a like, share, subscribe, no matter what platform you're on. Go ahead and give us a like. Give us a subscription. Give us a share. We would very much appreciate it. All right? Thanks, guys. We'll be back in a minute. Soccer. Today, I'm lucky enough to be joined by Sam Piraine, the Detroit City FC women's head coach. Coach Sam, you guys have recently made the jump to USLW, the women's league. It's this pre-professional league. This is a pretty big jump for you guys. Tell us a little bit about it and how excited you are.
Yeah, well, first off, Happy New Year, man. Good to hear from you and see you. Yeah, no, we made the jump into the USLW league. Once our men's team made the championship, the USL championship jump, it was almost a no-brainer for us to join suit. I think it was something that was part of the plan as far as if they were going to do that. We're looking at the bigger picture of a whole club and what can the club do. So, it was an easy transition for us to jump into there as far as the league allowing us and making sure that, we're doing the right things on our end. But yeah, the league itself, I think, is something that is going to be a bigger picture. I know it's a new league, newly formed league, but the teams that have announced their first year in the league, including us, are some high-level teams nationally, not just in our region. And I think what their bigger picture, their future picture, they want to launch a pro league down the road in the USL female side. So they had a lot of things that could offer that we saw that could help our club continue to grow, and kind of be on that fast track of what the men did in their short time. We're have a little faster, shorter lifespan, if you will, but we're able to, follow in their suit and hopefully make the right steps and become that pro side in Detroit and stick with the W League as well. So very excited to be part of this transition and excited about the league and seeing how it unfolds.
Absolutely. So the USLW, for a lot of those people who don't know, it is a brand new league, and it's set to kick off in May of 2022. A lot of teams, I think there's close to 30 teams right now. The players in Michigan from the female side, they've got to be excited. This is a great opportunity for those players to come into a club like Detroit City FC and showcase their skills, because you're right, they're not just going to be playing local and regional teams. These are going to be games that are going to be national, and they're going to really be able to showcase their talents. So have you had a lot of conversations with a lot of the players, and how excited are they?
Yeah, building this roster is a little bit of a challenge for me and my staff because of last year we had two teams playing in the league, in the first league and the second league of the UWS, and we had 67 rostered players between the two teams. Well, going into the USLW league, we're going to have one team. So right immediately, there's going to be players that aren't going to have a home, if you will, with Detroit City this first year. But at the same time, it's not going to be in exactly the same replica roster as last year's first team. We're going to make some changes. And, I thought we had a great first year as a competitive side, but, ultimately the goal isn't just about having fun and playing in front of 4,000 people, but to win. Right. So now it's about what can I do? What changes can I make to help us get over that hump of not just competing, but also bringing home trophies and really making Detroit City a winner on both female and male side.
Absolutely. And you guys had a great year last year, but I know you fell a little short of the goals and expectations that you guys had. Have you set any goals or expectations coming up for this new launched USL Women's League? Have you not quite thought that far ahead yet?
Yeah, I've always had the goal of competing and wanting to bring titles. I think it's a reachable goal. It's an attainable goal. Obviously putting the players in place and having a short turnaround from our first training session to our first game is always an obstacle. And we're playing teams that have been together a little longer, maybe. And even though they are away and come back for the summer, it's something that they've been a part of for summers before. And it's just kind of a system that they're used to. We're trying to still create that, right? Last year, I thought we did a very good job. The brand of soccer we played was very fun to the fans, and it was appealing to watch. The games that we played in, both home and away, were competitive, and we got some good away results and some not so good ones at home in front of our fans. But I think that was the biggest obstacle from the beginning to the end of the year last year, was playing at home. The ladies said themselves that it was a challenge because of the noise. the communication on the field for them was hard to come by. And then we go away and we play a team and we beat them 10-0 and beat them 2-1 at home. So it was definitely an obstacle and a challenge. So one of the goals step forward is the environment that we're going to play in is going to be very common, something we got to be used to. And it's not an excuse. It's something that we have to overcome and you use it as an advantage. Like we've seen with the men's side, maybe they've been in games where we've obviously seen the men and they've won a ton, right? And there's been some games where maybe they weren't the better team or they didn't play the best, but because of the fans, because of the environment, and because of the way the team and the chemistry and the culture they're creating, winning just came naturally to them. So we're trying to get into that where we may not put our best performance in, but we have the backing of the fans. We have our culture. We have our identity that we want to do, where if we don't play our best, we can still find ways to get results. And I think that was the only thing last year that really didn't go the way we wanted it to. But as far as goals go, yeah, we want to compete immediately in 2022 for a W League title, both, the regional portion of it, and then once you get into the national side of it and play against those teams from all over, there's no reason why we shouldn't compete and shouldn't bring in the talent to play at that level. So goals are similar to last year, short-term and long-term. Short-term is building a roster that can compete right away. Long-term is lasting the whole, 3 months of the season. And then, the future goal of putting a pro side out there for people to enjoy. And, so we have some short-term goals as far as 2022, but also some long-term goals that that are still in the early stages of creating, but they're there for sure.
All right. Big thank you to Coach Sam Piraine of Detroit City FC. He's the women's coach over there. Good guy, great coach, phenomenal soccer player, by the way, back in the day. Big thank you to him. His team moved up to the USLW. It's a semi-pro league. His team made a big jump up, and that is going to be a fun league to watch this year. If you guys are in Metro Detroit for the summer, if you're flying into Metro Detroit, you're going to be visiting, make sure you catch one of the games over there at for Detroit City Women at Keyworth Stadium. Absolutely fun. Brilliant games, great skill level. I'm telling you, you will love it. You will not be disappointed. Thank you again to Coach Sam for that interview. All right, let's jump into something else real quick. Earlier, I mentioned one or two players could be missing Premiership games due to AFCON. I hear a lot of people say, "What is AFCON? I don't. What is this AFCON stuff?" All right, AFCON, African Cup of Nations. It happens every 2 years. There are big names missing for several key games for their club from the Premiership. Let's quickly go through. Arsenal, Thomas Partey, Mohamed Elneny, Patrick Emerick Aubameyang, Nicolas Pepe, Omar Riekek. Villa, we're going to be without Trezeguet, who just came back from injury, and Traore. Brighton are going to be without Basuma. Burnley without Maxwell Cornier. Edouard Mendy from Chelsea, their starting goalkeeper, one of the best goalkeepers in the world, finished second to goalkeeper, whatever you call Golden Glove, the FIFA Golden Glove. Mendy, gone for Chelsea. A couple weeks there. Crystal Palace going to miss Coyote, Schlupp, Jordan Ayew, and Wilfried Zaha. Those are some big misses right there for Crystal Palace. Everton going to be without Alex Iwobi. Leicester going to be without Daniel Amarte, Mendy, and Wilfred Ndidi. That's some pretty good players right there. And one of their big strikers, Kelechi Iheanacho, gone. African Cup of Nations. All right, here's the big one. Liverpool without Salah, without Naby Keita, and Sadio Mane. Goodbye. There's a good 3 to 5 games that these players are going to be missing for Liverpool. It's an honor to play for your country, so the clubs kind of reluctantly let them go. But when you sign a player who is born in the continent of Africa, this is one of the things you can expect to have happen. Manchester City are going to be without Riyad Mahrez. He's Algerian, by the way. Manchester United, Eric Bailly, Ivory Coast. Amada Diallo. Who else we got? Southampton are without Musa Djenjepo. And then Watford are going to be without Luza, Massina, and Ismail Sarr. West Ham are going to be missing Saad Benrahma. He's also Algerian. Wolves are going to be missing Roman Sass and Willy Bolly. So some big players there, actually. I mean, especially Salah, Mane, Keita, Thomas Partey for Arsenal there. Villa going to be without Traore. Leicester without Kelechi Iheanacho. Big names going to be missing right there. Seeing a lot of different rumors that are going on. The press love to put out these rumors and have you click on these stories. Be careful what you click on, guys. You know a lot of this shit's not going to happen. One of the sites I was on today said, "Oh, look at that! Kane's on his way to Man City," which has been around for a while. I don't see it happening right now, though. That's going to be a summer move. And the other one I saw was Messi's on his way to Newcastle. He'll be on a flight tomorrow. Give me a break. Give me a freaking break. He ain't going to Newcastle. You think Messi wants to come play in the Premiership with Newcastle? Really? Really? I know money talks, but come on. That ain't happening. Sorry, my friends. Newcastle fans, no. You guys might have all the money in the world, but no, not going to happen, guys. Also, big news that happened. Ed Woodward is going to be stepping down. I think he officially steps down on February 1st. This has been projected to be coming for a year. Whatever. I don't care. Great. Go away, Ed Woodward. I'm sick of hearing all this this noise with the back, the staff and the all that stuff at Man United. It's garbage. Something I did see yesterday was pretty funny though. After Man City sold Ferran Torres officially for £55 million, now in the last several years, I think if you added up, I think if you add up the amount of money that the teams have spent on the current players that they have at the club, Manchester United have actually spent £2 million more than Manchester City. That's nutty, man. That's nutty. If you think about the players that Pep Guardiola has gone out and purchased, and Manchester United's team right now are actually worth more, $2 million more. That's nutty. That's absolutely nutty. We're also seeing a rumor of Alexis Sanchez on his way back to the Premiership with Everton. Rafa Benitez working some magic to get Alexis Sanchez back to Everton. Looks like he's currently at Inter Milan as an attacker. I don't see, I mean, if he wants to come back to the Premiership, good for him, but I don't see that working out. One, Everton are not a good team this year. They are struggling, and there's a huge difference in pace and physicality, as we all know, from the Serie A, as we talked about earlier, to the Premiership. Alexis Sanchez has gotten older, didn't do so well at Man United. He's disappeared to the Serie A and playing for Inter Milan. You want to come back to the Premiership with Everton? Really? They're like a 15th spot. They're doing terrible right now. See, rumors. All these rumors around. It's bizarre. Anyway, all right, guys. Again, I'm gonna ask you, please do us a favor, give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow, and we got a bunch of other videos released this week, along with that interview with Sam Piraine from Detroit City FC. We interviewed Brooks Lambier from the Soccer Syndicate. He lets us know what the Soccer Syndicate does, who they are, what they like to go out and scout, how they rank players, who some of their clients are, MLS. USLC, NISA clubs. Brooks kind of delves into how him and his co-workers, how they rank players. They call it a rack and stack. If you want to know what a rack and stack is, go ahead and watch some of the videos. That video is super interesting. We got two of them, part 1, part 2. You can find those on all our channels. All right, guys. Jump in on our Facebook group. Jump into the comments in these videos. Please, if you got questions, call them out. We'd be happy to answer them. Enjoy your day, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back next week. Cheers.